Today I'm going to switch out this soap dispenser. This one I bought several years ago on eBay and it's pretty broken. So it worked for many years, but it served its purpose and now it's time to change it out. I bought this at IKEA. I guess it's pronounced Nijpen, I don't know. But it's pretty much, I think, the only one they sell. And I like IKEA products because they tend to be safe and high quality. And even though this one is more of a brushed stainless steel and the rest, my sink, the rest of the things on my sink are stainless steel, I'm still going to use this anyway. I think eventually I'm going to switch over the faucet and everything else to brushed stainless. We are going to use this part, and this part. We are not going to use this bottle because we are going to use the large soap bottle that I buy at Costco. If you've ever had the experience of trying to fill one of these bottles, you know that the soap just ends up all over the sink. So in order to avoid this, I bought this polyethylene tubing at Home Depot. You could get it at Home Depot or Lowe's or pretty much anywhere. And when you go to the store, you'll see two types of tubing. You'll see this, the polyethylene, and the vinyl. The vinyl is more flexible. This is more stiff. The reason why I went with this type of tubing is because it's considered food grade safe. Not that you're eating the dish soap, but you are, washing things that you do eat. So I just went with the polyethylene. I mean, I don't know if it matters that much, but if, there's a safer option, I'm always going to choose the safer option. So this tubing has a 3/8 outside diameter and a 1/4 inch inside diameter. It fits really snug on here. This is the bottle of soap that I bought from Costco. This is the cap that comes with it. I know they have a different style cap. I've already drilled, I used a 3/8 inch drill bit to drill this hole larger to fit our tubing. When you drill the hole in the cap to make it larger, drill from inside the cap out like I'm showing in this picture. The shape of the cap on the inside creates a natural channel and you'll just get a better result that way. The tubing fits perfectly. So I have the stem of the soap dispenser now inserted into that polyethylene tubing. I only got it in about 2 inches. I even tried putting a little soap on the outside and the inside of the tubing, well, the inside of the polyethylene tubing and the outside of the stem of the soap dispenser to help get it in. And that's as far as I was able to get it to go, which is enough. It's about 2 inches and it should be totally fine. This connection is really snug and I don't think it's going to leak at all. This connection though will separate if you tug on it. I think it's probably a good idea to put a little bit of silicone caulk around it just to secure it. I actually don't like buying a whole tube of silicone just to use a very small amount of it and then I end up wasting the whole tube. So I'm actually not going to put silicone around these spots, but if you happen to have silicone, it's probably a good idea to use it. If I find that it is separating, I will add the silicone later. So if you do have silicone or you want to buy silicone, just put it on in these two areas where the two tubes connect. I'm going to remove this old soap dispenser and install our new one. So I'm now going to feed the tubing into the hole so that we can figure out the length that we need. So I will do this the whole length of the tubing. Just feed it down into the hole. So I got the tube down into the sink, and I only needed about just over 2 feet. When I cut it in an angle, and now I'm gonna put it in the bottle. So now we have everything complete, and we're all done. Let's test it out. There we go. Before I wrap up this video, I want to mention something that I saw being done in another similar tutorial. They are using something called a check valve in order to keep the soap in high up in the tube. So what they're experiencing is that after they pump the soap then retreats back down into the container. I am not experiencing this with my setup. I don't know why. I'm not an engineer. I don't know the physics behind it, but my soap is staying up in the tube. So I prefer not to add things like this because you have to cut the tube in order to add this, and it just creates a point of failure or a point where it will potentially leak. And unless I'm experiencing that same thing where the soap is going back down into the container and it's taking a lot of pumps to get it back up, I'm not going to be adding something like this. If I find that it is happening, I can update this video and I could add something like this later on. But for now, I'm going to keep it the way it is, and I will not be using this. So I'm going to say no to this check valve for now. This is the container, my old container, that I was using, that I was constantly refilling. And you can see how disgusting that is. So this new method is a lot better because once you run out of soap, which won't be for a while, you just buy a new container and you switch out the actual container. And you don't have to refill it, and you don't end up with something that looks like this.